Hi, it's Lynn from LynnieCDesigns. Thank you for joining me today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in West Sussex in the UK, and today I'm going to recreate this card. I'm keeping it very similar. This was one of the projects that we made in my last card class, and it uses the lovely Leaves of Holly and Holly Berry dies from the mini catalogue. Now this might be on last chance, so I'll put links below so that you can head up. I'm not sure whether, I don't think this is carrying over. Anyway, this is really lovely. So I am going to, this is the pack that I give out to my classes. So we've got an envelope which we'll decorate. I've used some gold foil to create the label. That's one of the dies. So the dies, you have the label. This is the background to here. Then you have outline dies for the holly and in 2 sizes, and some detail, so you can just die cut from 2 different coloured cards if you like, and then layer them up. These are just some little sprigs. You've got this which fits the sentiments, season's greetings, and actually those sentiments in the stamp set. And then you've got this outline die for the berries and a little detail piece if you just wanted to die cut. So they're really pretty. So I've got gold foil for the panel, this, and I'll add this a bit later, but that goes under there. We'll just glue that under there. I've got a piece of designer series paper. This is really pretty. This was the returning favourite from last year, and I think this soft sea foam side is really pretty, and it's got holly and berries and sprigs on it, so I thought it was quite appropriate. I've got 2 layers of basic white and some basic white for stamping, and my base is half a sheet of A4, and it's crumb cake. So we will pop that base to one side, and we'll do a little bit of stamping first, and then we'll do assembly, make it an assembly line. So let's get that. We should be able to do all of my stamping on here. I'm going to even stamp a little bit on the envelope as well. So we've got crumb cake, real red. I just realised these are all the old style ink pads, garden green and old olive. So crumb cake, real red, garden green and old olive. Pop that out of the way. So let's get on with our stamping. Doesn't really matter in which order we're going to do this, so I'm going to I think I've got this right. Let's practice on one. That's old olive, and then the detail with garden green. Trying not to get my head in. Yep, that's lovely. And it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. I am going to, let's finish that one first so that we know what we're doing. I've got a different sentiment, so that can go up there. So there's enough space to die cut that out. Let's come in with the detail. So garden green, and this is called two-tone stamping. When you go over the top with a second to get some added detail on your stamps. That's lovely, they've come out very nicely. And then what we'll do with the berries, do it slightly different from when I did my first one. I'm going to stamp off for that first layer. And then I'm going to come in with the detail. Now it might have been better to do that the other way around. So I'm going to try and get that in the right place. I'm not sure whether I have. That'll do. Sometimes when I'm looking through these photopolymer stamp sets from the side, because I don't want to get my hair under the camera, I get it a bit squiff, but that's not too bad. So I will go off and die cut these, and I'll be back momentarily. Actually no, what I'll do is let's show you the other way. Let's do some berries here. Do the detail. And come in over the top. So it doesn't look very different actually, so you can do it either way. Just gives it a nice little detail. And we will use some old olive here. Now I'm gonna come off that side, ink it again, and just come off that side. And then with the garden green, come in, let's see. Not so easy when you're just doing one bit, funnily enough. There we go. That's really pretty because it just frames that envelope. You could do the flap as well. And then on the inside, I'm just going to use another one of the sentiments, which is from our home to yours. Hopefully that's, oh no, that's not straight. So we've got two sides. Let's try and get this one straight, shall we? That's better. Yeah. So I'm going to go off and die cut these. And I'll be back. So here we go. So and I've just realized I've done that, silly girl. So I've done that as if that's going to be that way. And of course our card is going to be, I wonder if we can change the orientation. Yep, we can change the orientation. I hadn't meant to do it that way. You see, when I'm on camera, just doesn't work sometimes. So what I did with this, actually, I had, rather than waste it, this is doubled up because I hadn't secured the die, and it had on the bottom one it had scored the bottom, the middle bit, and on the top one it had cut this, it jumped, and so this wasn't cut properly. So I've just snipped it off and then glued them both together, and you wouldn't know if I hadn't have told you. So let's add a little bit of glue. Let's get my little silicone mat. I'm going to pop some glue on there. My lovely friend Hazel sent me some of these beautiful little brushes, and this is just great if you're adding some, you want to add glue to those fiddly little places. I'm not sure what they're called. Actually, maybe Hazel will, if you're watching, when you watch this, you can leave a link. I know she got it from our friendly Amazon. But yes, how lovely is that? So they come in really handy, Hazel. I think they're great. So that goes on there. And then that gives that a really nice background. I'll just pop that to one side because I'm sure we can use that glue. Oh, and the other thing I'm using is I'm using some of these, one of these textural, they're called textural elements. Oh, put your teeth in, Lynn. Now you can leave them plain, but ahead of time so that it was dry, I have done this. So I have coloured the stems in with a Stampin' Up marker. I've used dark Evening Evergreen, and then I've used some of the and they're my favourites from this holiday catalogue, the Pearlized Enamel Effects Basic in Real Red. And if you do it in advance, it takes quite a long time to dry, but they're beautiful, aren't they? I think they've come up really nicely. So I'm going to incorporate one of those in my card. So I'm going to have it this way up now, aren't I? So let's add our strip of designer series paper. Now all the measurements for this will be over on my blog, so that if you want to, you can recreate it. But basically that is a 2-inch strip, so worked out quite economical. Now I am going to, what I did with mine, and I'm still going to do it here, I do like to cover up these, the line of the DSP, so I'm using up some of my Real Red double stitched satin ribbon that I've got in my stash. You could use whatever you wanted, but I think that finishes it off really nicely. So I'm going to just stick that on the back. What I'm going to, my trick for this actually is to use some tear and tape where you want your ribbon to go. Oh, sorry, just head butted the camera there. And I'm going to use my grid sheet to make sure that that's going on straight. And now that's held down in the middle, so when I flip that over, this isn't going to move. And I can very easily flip that over. Flip that over and stick that down. And that is as straight as I'm going to get it. So let's have a look. So it's going to be slightly different. Now, do I want that designer series paper on the left or the right? I'm going to have it on the right. Let's have a look. So I always find that that's kind of best to Try and position your bits and pieces the way you want to have it. Do I want, I think maybe I'll have two going up, because otherwise that's going to be a bit busy there. Let's have a look. You can tuck those there. Those there. Ooh, do we want, actually I do like it that way, so I'm going to glue these down. Let's have that there. So just putting a little bit of the wet glue on the ends there, and then I'm going to pop this up with some dimensionals. There we are. And if you wanted to, you could glue that down. So I'm going to glue that down with my little brush. And that will just stop it from being caught. And because that's on with the dimensional, I can sneak those underneath. So we'll get a glue dot. Lovely. I'm going to pop one down there flat. Poking out there. Lovely. This I'm going to put on with dimensionals as well. Season's greetings is a bit wonky. I am known as the wonky queen. No. So I'm going to make a little bow with some of this is the elegant trim, I believe, the gold and the silver. I love this. It's very festive in the mini catalogue. Oh no, it's not. It's in the annual catalogue. I'm talking rubbish. Talking rubbish. So again, I'm going to pop that on with a glue dot. I'm just going to roll it up, scrunch it a little bit. There we go. And then that can go on there. We will there we go. Now that's ready to go in the card, so we can glue those bits in. Get those out of the way. who's all ready for Christmas? I am not, I have to say. Still making Christmas cards, what with Peru and then Vienna. I'm very behind. There we go. So I don't very often these days do a card that's sort of like a stand up this way. Ooh. Lovely. And we'll pop that. What a silly goose. Still, it just shows that you can adapt your designs to make them landscape or portrait. So that's really pretty. What do you think? Actually, I quite like it that way round. There we are. One envelope. I'm not sure what I've done with my other envelope, but thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Now, what was something I was, oh, who knew we've all got, who's got some of this alcohol gel after the pandemic. They are brilliant for cleaning the gunk or ink or glue off your blocks. Did you know that? I only found that out myself recently. Been meaning to share that. So anyway, I'm waffling. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. All the details will be in the description box below, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.